Hi everyone, it's Bren here and welcome to my first garden update of spring 2019. Well, this week I did something a bit out of my comfort zone. For years I've wanted to enter the local garden competition and I never did because I never felt like my garden was good enough. But this year, even though I still feel the same way, I have decided that I am just going to enter it anyway. So on Monday I went into the local council and I handed in my form. So I have about maybe 3 weeks to get the garden looking pretty good, and then the judges will be coming out. So I do have a lot of areas that are overgrown, a bit weedy. I have a lot of branches to tidy up. I have a lot of things to do, but I am just ready for this challenge and I'm going to go for it. So I'll keep you updated with that. And in this week's garden update, I take a closer look inside the little greenhouse and I show you some seeds that I think are the gnarliest looking seeds I have ever seen. We also have a look out the front of the garden, and I have a collection of freebies that I picked up this week that I'm going to upcycle, and I'm also going to pick some beautiful spring sweet peas to bring inside the kitchen. So let's get into the video now, and we're going to start off with some very noisy locals. Here they come, all the cockatoos. Those cockatoos, they always come out whenever I'm about to record a video in the morning. Well, we're over here today because I wanted to show you those radishes. Remember those watermelon radishes that I harvested one a few weeks ago? Well, look what's happening with them. They're all starting to bolt, which means they're starting to go to flower so that they can set some seeds for next year. I think it's been quite warm. Yesterday it was quite hot out. It was 26 degrees Celsius. This area here that's so full now with plants, some of which are perennials. This is where I had my sunflowers last year, and every year before that I did a sunflower fort, but I don't think it's going to be in there this year. There's not really much space to sow some seeds. So I was thinking along this fence line at the back I might put in my sunflower seeds. That will look quite lovely, I think, with all the flower heads peeking over the top. This is where I had the cosmos last year. Do you remember there was a whole sea of cosmos? I'll probably get lots of seedlings popping up amongst this. My goodness, look, I've got so many weeds. This is actually meant to be a pathway going around the back, and what I might do with that now is put down some cardboard and put some mulch over the top. I also have lots and lots of borage, which is self-seeded. I probably should have taken them out when they were a bit smaller, but I never got around to it. But look what I just spotted, the ranunculus. They're starting to flower. I've got lots of buds here and in the other area where I've got the ranunculus. I've also got all along here, I've got lots of heirloom carrots. I came in here one morning this week and I was thinning all of these out. So over here, I also want to show you now inside my little greenhouse up against the wall. So everything in here was only sown about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks, and look at the germination already. Let me just quickly go through what I have in here. So on the top row I have some sunflowers, Double Delight, Royal Velvet, Solar Flash and Giant Single, and I can see one of the giant singles is germinating. With the sunflowers, I do sow direct into the ground in the garden, but I also like to have some sown in trays as well to use elsewhere to fill in any areas or any gaps that I feel like, you know, one would go nicely in there. And then I also use these as backups. If I'm planting the sunflowers en masse and I have some gaps of seeds that haven't germinated, I can always just pop in some of these as well. And then over here I have some baby's breath, lemon, bergamot, euphorbia, soapwort, globe thistle white and nasturtiums. And you know what I did this week? I didn't bring the hose in here on a spray. I ended up just getting my watering can, and it was so silly because I used the watering can in here and my poor little baby's breath seeds all got dislodged. And the minute I did it, I was just thinking, what have I done? It was so silly. Because the seeds are so tiny, you know, you just want to be spraying them with water, not giving them a whole load that they get drowned in it and then get disturbed. So you can see these are the ones here that got a bit disturbed. Hopefully they'll be okay, but not to worry, I have sown so many seeds anyway. And down on this row I have some calendula, strawberry blonde, more nasturtium milkmaid, and what's that over there? Oh, that's some cosmos that's starting to germinate, and some cotton. I'm actually gonna try and grow cotton this year. I just went inside to grab the packet of cotton seeds. So I got these from Bondi Seeds. They're an Australian seed company. And let me show you what they look like, because I've never actually grown cotton before. Look at them. When I opened the packet, I nearly jumped out of my skin. I thought, are these really the cotton seeds? They look like something else. I'll leave that up to your imagination. But aren't they so gnarly looking? Anyway, that's what they look like. You learn something new every day. And I'm really excited to grow cotton, to even see if it will grow in my area. There's some more Australian yellow leaf lettuce, chicory red, and kohlradi. This is quite an interesting, unusual looking plant. If I was to describe its appearance, it looks very similar to fennel. So it has a bulbous base and it has stems and leaves on top. And this is actually going to be a purple kohlradi. It's in the same family as the cabbage. So I'm quite excited to put that out in the garden soon. And here's the packet of kohlradi seeds, so you can take a look. See what they look like. It's fairly easy to buy these seeds with most seed companies, so you shouldn't have too much trouble finding these ones. So let's go and head out the front now, past some of my succulent collection that needs a lot of work. Oh my god. And through this gate, because I have a few more things out the front to show you. If you hear some banging in the background, do you remember I just showed you all those cockatoos? Well, they were probably heading to some farm where it's probably a fruit farm, and the farmers usually shoot off, I don't know, it must be, oh, there's a train. There's so much noise going on this morning. They shoot off like cannons to try and disperse the cockatoos because they're just so destructive. Okay, so we're looking at this. So it's week 2 of council pickup, and I went out on Monday and had a bit of a drive around, and I picked up all of these. So my go-to fan covers, which, you know, whenever I see them I grab them. I got this lovely old watering can. I might put some succulents in that. There's an old rusty bucket. And then I just love this one. This is an old toolbox. I love the colour. Red is one of my favourite colours. Even though I don't actually use red too much in the garden, I love like red clothes, red everything else. and I'm going to use that to store maybe my plant labels for propagation. And then someone was throwing out all of these trays. There's so many of them, and usually I'd only get 1 or 2 of them, but when I saw this massive stack of them, I just grabbed them, because you can never have too many trays, especially when you grow things from seed. And you'll see in the next few weeks it's going to look a bit like a nursery here with all my plants. And then I got these things. I'm not even going to touch it, because what you see there is like metal plates. They must have been used in like for catering or something, and they stink. They are disgusting. They're full of oil, but I can see the potential, and I'm going to clean these up. I'll probably leave them in the shed now for the next couple of months, and when I get a chance after the craziness of spring and maybe even summer, I'm going to upcycle these. Okay, so the next place I want to go is over here around the back, because I have something to show you there. You might think I'm a bit crazy, but let's go over and have a look. So I think it was last week or maybe the week before, I showed you my mulch pile, the last one, which is down back there, that had nearly all been moved. And I was so excited, saying that the other areas that need to be mulched, I'll just put sugarcane mulch on it instead. But you know what, I think I was a bit delusional, because there's still a lot of beds that need a nice covering for summer. So I ended up buying some more, and I got this pile here from my local landscape supplies, and it's much better value than buying lots of bags of sugarcane mulch, which can be quite expensive. So I got this massive pile here. It's 3 cubic meters, but the guy gave me a little bit more, and it cost me $90. So I'm going to go and head down the back and show you an area where I'm going to use this mulch. I have a couple of sections that I want to just now cover up. There's no point in having grass there anymore. So one section is going to be under here, under that apple tree and the other shrubs. I've already got some cardboard, and past all the raised garden beds, and down past our lovely orange tree, down here to the back. Look, I'm not gonna try and hide the mess, because I'm just being crazy busy and things are all over the place in my garden at the moment. So this is the reality. This is what my garden looks like. And why we're down here is I wanted to show you one of the areas that I'm going to use some of that bark mulch for, and it's here underneath my wattle trees, which you can see there now the flowers have gone over. They're turning more brown. So what I do in my garden, if I'm ever trying to get rid of grass, is I go into the local shops, ask them if they got any cardboard, and I got all of this yesterday from my local supermarket. Put a layer down, and then put whatever kind of mulch you're going to use. I've used this one here from the local landscape supply. It's actually native bark, and just give it a whole cover there. I'll usually spray the cardboard first, and that will just feed the soil, and it will be lovely and rich in a few years time if I keep on topping it up every year. Okay, so let's go around here, because I want to show you something with my purple sprouting broccoli. So this is the plant that got attacked by the cockatoos a few weeks ago, and the top got taken off, and some of the side leaves. But look what's happening. I have some broccoli, purple sprouting broccoli heads in here. Do you know, I read one description of this plant calling it the untidy cousin of the broccoli, and I don't look at it like that at all. I just think it's free flowing and definitely in my informal cottage garden style, and it tastes so similar to regular broccoli. And what I love about purple sprouting broccoli is that because the little pieces, are they called florets? I'm not quite sure, sorry. these are already quite small. I don't need to be cutting them up, and these are like a perfect size to put into stir fries. Can you imagine even just steaming them, putting some garlic on top with a bit of soy sauce? So delicious. Okay, so next up I'm gonna head over there because I want to pick some of those sweet peas. Do you see them? So many now. Definitely enough now to pick and bring inside to the kitchen. So let's head over there. And here they are. So this variety of sweet pea is called early flowering multiflora gigantica sweet peas. And they certainly live up to their name because they're the first sweet peas to flower so far. And I sowed these seeds in autumn, and now I'm reaping the rewards, and I will continue to get sweet peas here in my back garden until probably the end of the year, and then it just gets too hot. So around December these plants will start to struggle with the heat. But what a beautiful plant to have, with all these gorgeous flowers that will continue to flower for such a long period, as long as I continue to deadhead. That's the main key with sweet peas. You don't want any pods to form, because once the pods start to form, the plant kind of stops producing these beautiful flowers because it thinks it's finished and it's ready to, you know, set seeds and reproduce once again. So just keep on deadheading them. That's the absolute key. And you know, coming out here and picking these beautiful flowers is always such a pleasure, so relaxing to do. So let me go and cut some off now. I always have a laugh at myself whenever I'm doing like harvests, because I'm holding my phone with one hand and the scissors with another. So there's no elegant cutting here. It's always cut and drop and then I pick it up. There's one there. Let me pick some more. So there you go, I picked a lovely handful, and these have beautiful long stems which make sweet peas a great cut flower. The scent, the colours and the lovely long stems are just perfect. Well, it's time for me to head inside. The sun's rising now and my children need to get ready for school, and if I don't go inside, I'm sure they'll be coming out calling my name, because they need to get ready and have their breakfast, get their lunches made, you know, normal everyday life stuff. But thank you so much for watching this week. I hope you enjoyed this little tour or update. And please, if you've got any questions at all, put them in the comments below. And for those of you who are in Australia like me, I hope you're enjoying the first week of spring.